is lesson 214, and you should have these notes out. We're going to work on this video notes. The extra page that you have attached there will be our classwork. So only fill in the notes that I'm doing with you. So for multi-step ratio problems, there are options that you have that you can work to solve these. And we've worked on bar modeling, as you can see, number one here, bar modeling. I'm going to show you one way that you could subtract the fraction from the original price and actually do the multiplying and then subtracting. That's method 2. Method 3 is where you subtract first and then multiply, basically. So you're finding the fractional part of the price that you're going to pay and subtract the fraction from the price from the whole. So you'll understand this a little bit more as I show you in these first two examples, letter A and B here. So, bargains. A retail clothing store advertises the following sale. Shirts are half off the original price, pants are 1/3 off the original price, and shoes are 1/4 off the original price. It's called the discount. You're going to save a quarter. You're going to save a third on pants. You're going to save a half on shirts. It's also called the discount rate in the real world. So you may hear that terminology as well. And as we go on with percents, you'll hear that even a little bit more. But for this lesson, we're going to talk about how much off is something. So letter A, if a pair of shoes costs $40, so you go into a store, they're $40, but they're having a 1/4 off the original price sale today. Today everything's 1/4 off. What is the sale price? So you're not going to pay that $40 when you go to the register. You're going to save some money. You're going to pay less. So there's a few ways we could figure this out. What is that 1/4 off, that $40 item? So the bar model way, I'm going to save 1/4. So yes, the fourth part of it says, oh, I'm going to make a bar and cut it into 4 equal parts. I'm going to save 1/4 of that. I know the whole price here, the whole price, the whole bar is worth $40. That's what the shoes say on them at the shoe store. But I'm going to save 1/4 of them. I'm going to save 1/4 of them off. So if I split my $40 that they do cost into the 4 equal parts, right? 40 divided by the 4 equal parts, isn't each part of the bar, isn't each bar $10? So yes, this 1/4 is also worth that $10. I'm going to save off, I'm going to take this off the price of the $40 shoes. So 1/4 off is $10. Because if 4 parts has to equal 40, 1 part has to equal 10, I'm going to take one of those away. That's the $10 that I'm going to save. You are paying 3/4 of the price. You are paying, and I'll show you in a different color here, you're going to be paying $10 plus $10 plus 10 more dollars. You're paying 3 out of the 4 parts that are left. That's what you're paying. The 3/4 part that you are paying, 10 plus 10 plus 10, you're going to pay $30. So if a pair of shoes are $40 and they're advertised for 1/4 off, you're going to pay $30. You're going to save 10 and pay 30. That's the bar model way of doing it. The second method says subtract the fraction from the price, subtracting the fraction of the price from the original. Okay, from the original amount. So it's an equation. I'm going to take $40 and I'm going to subtract from that the fraction of the price from the original, the fraction of the price. I'm going to subtract 1/4 of the original price. 1/4 of the original price was $40. So I'm going to save 1/4 of $40. I'm multiplying there. So 1/4 times 40, I could put a 1 over that. 1 times 10 is 10. I'm going to do 40 take away 10. Yes, I'm taking $10 off when I save 1/4 of 40. So doing it just by an equation, not in pictures, not actually literally taking one of the 4 bars away, but just using the math, 1/4 of $40, taking it off, would be $10. And yes, I would pay $30. You're paying 3/4 of it. 3/4 is the $30. The third way is, why not start from the whole number first and subtract off the fraction? So what's 1 minus 1/4? Well, 1 I could think of it as the whole 4/4. 4/4 minus 1/4 gives me 3/4. And then take 3/4, because that's what I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay 3/4 of the cost if it's 1/4 off. Take the 3/4 times the original $40. Okay, yes, I can put a 1 over that. I can cross cancel. 4 goes into 40 10 times. And I get 3 times 10. Oh, and I'm going to pay $30. Of course, I'm going to get the same answer all 3 ways of doing this. The difference between method 2 and method 3. Let me clarify that. Method 2, you are multiplying 1/4 of 40 and subtracting it from the 40. So you're finding the fractional part off first and subtracting. 40 take away 10. In method 3, I'm finding what is the fraction I'm going to pay. I'm starting with the whole 1. Oh, if I'm going to save 1/4 off, I'm going to pay 3/4. Then take 3/4 and multiply it by the 40. So again, the difference in 2, I'm doing the multiplying first, 1/4 of 40, then subtracting. In 3, I'm subtracting first, then multiplying. That's the difference between those 2 methods. They look very much the same. In example B, at Peter's Pants Palace, a pair of pants, wow, Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers, that sounds like. At Peter's Pants Palace, a pair of pants that usually sells for $33, if Peter's advertises that the store is having 1/3 off the sale, what is the sale price of Peter's pants? Oh, now we're doing 1/3. 1/3. So my bar model, 1/3 off of a $33 pair of pants. I'm not going to pay $33. I'm saving money. So 1/3 means my bar now has to be cut into 3 parts. I'm going to take 1/3 of these off. These pants originally cost $33. I'm going to take 1 of these off. Well, if 3 bars have to equal this $33, the whole bar cut into the 3 parts. So 33 divided by 3 gives me each part has to equal 11. Well, I'm going to take 1 of these 3 parts off. I'm going to take this off. So I'm not going to pay that $11. I'm going to pay this 11 plus this 11. I'm going to pay $22 because 1/3 off is $11. So you can do 33, take away 11, that gives you 22, or you can just add 11 plus 11 gives me the 22. So the pants are $22. If I'm taking 1/3 off, guess what? I'm paying 2/3. Right? 2 out of the 3 boxes are left. I'm paying 2/3 of the price when something's 1/3 off. So, method 2, first multiply the 1/3 times 33 and subtract it from the original price. So, subtracting the fraction of the price from the original price, the fraction of the price. Here's the fraction of the price, 1/3 of 33. Well, I can cross cancel. And I get $11. So subtract it from the original price, 33. Now I'm doing the subtraction second. 33 take away 11, yes, that would give me $22. 1/3 off, again, that $22 represents you're paying 2/3. Method 3. Start with the whole number 1, or like the whole bar, it's related to the bar method. Whole number 1 and subtract 1/3 from it. Well, 1 minus 1/3, well, 1 is the same thing as 3/3. 3/3 minus 1/3 gives me 2/3. So I'm subtracting first. Now multiply my part that I'm paying times the original number, which was the pants were $33. And yes, those 3's cancel. And 2 times 11 is 22. So I'm getting the subtraction first and then multiplying second in method 3. Getting the same answer, of course, showing you 3 different methods for doing that. Not all of this notes is about those 3 methods. There are other ways to figure out discounts. I just wanted to show you those 3 ways that could be possible for answering example A and B. Example 2. A used car salesperson receives a commission of 1/12 of the sales price of the car on each car he sells. So he works for, Toyota, let's say, and he's selling cars. He sells the car, and part of the money that the company, the Toyota dealership, gets goes to the dealership, and part of it goes to the salesman who spent all that time selling you the car. What would be the sales commission on the car that sold for $21,999? Oh, a nice car. Okay, a used car salesperson receives a commission of 1/12 of the sale price. Well, this is the sale price. The car sold for $21,999. The salesman gets a 1/12 of that. I could bar model this, draw a big long bar, take a 1/12 of it off. I could do that. I could do this method 2 way and say, oh, well, I'm going to get a 1/12 of this. What is his commission? I only want to find the fractional part. I want to find what is 1/12 of the $21,999. That's what I want to find in this question. What's the salesman going to get? Well, of means multiply in mathematics. So I'm going to take 1/12 and multiply it by 21,999 over 1. And when I get that, I get 21,999 over 12. Doing that division with a calculator helping me, the answer is 1/12 of $21,999 is $1,833.25. So the used car salesperson is going to make a little over $1,800 for selling that almost $22,000 car. So 1/12 of the sale price means to do 1/12 times the sale price. Of means multiply. Of means multiply. So in order to understand and just to clarify for you this question, you need to know what a profit is. So I did type this into the notes here. Profit is equal to the sale price. A company sells something minus the original price. So if a Raymore and Flanagan sells a couch to you, it cost them money to buy it from their Raymore and Flanagan manufacturing plant, and it goes over to the store. They put a price on it. You buy it, the money goes back to Raymore and Flanagan. Well, the amount of money that Raymore and Flanagan, the company, usually marks it up a little bit to sell it to you. It's not what it doesn't. They don't make the product and say, oh, it only cost us, $16 to make this, so we'll sell it for $16. They're going to sell it for a little bit higher, just so you understand that. But as a part of a marketing ploy, and this is not Raymore and Flanagan, some businesses, this is not such a nice thing, but this does happen in the real world. As part of a marketing ploy, Some businesses mark up their prices before they advertise a sale. So they mark up, they increase their price in the store like the day before. Then they say tomorrow everything's going to be 25% off. But they really increased it already, so you're not really saving a lot of money. That's a ploy to get you to come in and buy stuff. So this is not such a nice thing, but they can do this as part of a marketing ploy. Some businesses mark up their prices before they advertise a sales event. Some companies use this practice as a way to entice, woo, it's on sale, come on in, entice the customers into the store without sacrificing their profits. So a furniture store, not the one that I said before, wants to host a sales event to improve their profit margin. They make a profit when they sell things for less than what it, or for more than what it costs them to make it. I'm sure it does not take Apple $600 to make a new iPhone 6. It probably didn't cost them $600 to make that phone, but they sell it for $600. That's what this is talking about. So the company makes money, which is why Apple makes a lot of money, because they sell things a lot more expensive than what they cost. This is what happens in the real world. So how much profit, remember, sale price minus original price, that's up here, will the business make on the sale of a couch that is marked up by 1/3, marked up, so it's increased by 1/3, and then the next day sold at 1/5 off? Okay, there's a couple steps here. If the original price is $2,400, so I'm going to do this in steps. To figure out the markup, they're increasing the price, the markup. I start with my $2,400 and I add by 1/3 of that, a third up of that $2,400. Well, that goes in there 800 times. So I know that that price is going to be added up by $800 more. So $2,400 plus 800 gives me that this thing is now costing $3,200. If I bought it yesterday, it would have only cost me $2,400. Today, it's now marked up to $3,200. This is the markup. Okay, now they're saying, oh, it's going to be on a 1/5 discount, which is also called a markdown. It's also called a markdown, so I'm going to write both. I would like you to write both. The discount is 1/5 off. Well, we did that in the first examples on the first front page. So you start with the original price, and I'm going to subtract 1/5 of that $3,200. $3,200 minus 1/5 of $3,200 is the exact same thing as doing 4/5. This is method 3 of $3,200. That's the way I'm going to do this problem, using that method 3 way. Okay, well 5 does actually go into 3,200, 640 times. I used a calculator to help. 4 times 640. And I did not use a calculator to get this answer, because I can do that in my head. I got $2,560 is the price. Okay, so the couch, or whatever it is, couch, yes, it's a couch, was up to $3,200. They put it on sale the next day for $2,560. So my profit is, just like it says at the top, the sale price, right, minus the sale price, which I just figured it out, is $2,560. So I didn't write that down here. Yeah, this is the sale price now. That's the 1/5 off. I'm paying 4/5 of it, which is $2,560. That's the sale price, what it was marked down to. So the profit is the sale price minus what it originally cost them, $2,400. That's a difference of $160. So that furniture store is now going to make an extra $160 by doing this ploy thing. Marking it up, then marking it less down. Notice this is 800, they marked it up. And then they're like, oh, it's on sale. And they only took off $640. Right? So yes, they're making $160 extra by doing this. That's not very nice, but they can do that. Example 4, Born to Ride. A motorcycle dealer paid a certain price. What price? I don't know. For a motorcycle, and marked it up by 1/5 of the price that he paid. So he's got a price. I don't know. I don't know what that price is. I'm going to bar model this. What's the price? I don't know. The price is a bar. And then he marked it up by 1/5 of the price. Okay, so 1/5. So my first bar that I don't know is going to be 5 equal parts. He marks it up by another 1/5. So I'm adding a 1/5 on here, about the same size as these. This is the markup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the original fifths. This is the original price right here, which I don't know. I don't know this. Those 5 boxes. He adds another 1/5 onto it. Later, he sold it, so all of this, I'm going to change colors just to help. All of this, he sells it for $14,000. All of this. All of those bars is the $14,000 that he sells it for. The original, I don't know, plus the 1/5, sells it for $14,000. What is that original price? This is what I got to figure out. What is it? Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fifths. Woo! I have 6 fifths times some number that I don't know. I'm going to call it X, or I could call it U for units, or B for bars. 6 fifths of some number has to equal that $14,000 because I have 6 fifths, 6 fifths bars in this picture. 6 fifths times what equals 14,000? I don't know. Divide by 6 fifths. Oh, we don't divide by fractions. No. We keep it, change it, and flip it. So I'm going to multiply by the multiplicative inverse on both sides. I'm going to multiply by 5/6 on both sides. Because we don't divide by fractions. We multiply by the multiplicative inverse. So I get X equals 14,000 times 5 is 70,000 divided by 6. Yes, you can use a calculator to help you do this. And you get this long repeating decimal on your answer. $11,666 and 66666666667. Oh, don't look at that 7. That's a rounding. The calculator's rounding up. It really is 6666666666. Well, there's no such money as, we don't have money that goes out to the 10,000s and thousands. We only go to the hundredths. Oh, but you know what? That hundredths had a thousands next to it, which was a 6, which means, oh, it's not 66 cents. You have to round it up to 67 cents. Money does have to round to the hundredths place. So the answer to that question, how much was the original price? $11,666.67. Then he marked it up, and then he sold it for $14,000. So he's making a profit. That's what businesses do. That's it for today.